Association of Psychotronic Research, whose president, Dr. Zdenek Radok, who was here last year, and whom you honored with a very nice honorary award, who wanted to express his greetings and gratitude for the goodwill and hospitality that the USPA shown at the conference here last year. And they hope that you'll attend their conferences too, and they have them every 2 years. And next year that'll be in Tallinn, Estonia. And if you wish to get more information or attend that, you can write to Dr. Radok directly in Prague, Czechoslovakia. There's also Shandor in the back who is from that area too. Or you can write to my office in Silver Spring, Maryland for information on that. I wanted to make a comment about the panel last night before I start my talk. There was a very interesting panel on free energy devices, and there was one comment that might be useful right now to know about. Dr. Hazel O'Leary, who's the Secretary, Department of Energy in Gaithersburg, Maryland, has issued an order to all federal laboratories, which would include Sandia, where Henry used to work, Lawrence Livermore Laboratories, Argonne Laboratories in Chicago, and all the other ones around the country to devote their resources now to helping the private sector. And they're getting away from military weaponry work, which they've done for many years, and they're now ordered to shift to the private sector, any type of, especially free energy type devices too. This is an energy agency, and anything that conserves energy is very high priority to do that. And they'll actually fund you, and they'll issue what is called a CRADA, C-R-A-D-A, which stands for Cooperative Research and Development Agreement. It's a government term short for that. And you can get that for practically nothing. And they'll invest up to $50,000 of their own government funds and time to help you research your invention, whatever that might be. And some were talked about last night. So this is a shift. This is one of the post-Cold War dividends that we have now, and those of you who wish to apply can do so through the U.S. Department of Energy. And if you need some help on completing the application, you can contact myself. I've already done some and have those, and I'll help you with it. It's a very simple application too, and I hope you can avail yourself of that. Those of you who might want funding and might want that support, if you can get some scientists at Lawrence Livermore, which have more Nobel Prize winners there than any place in the country, Argonne too, which is where the Manhattan Project was, right down the road. This is a good opportunity right now that is the first time it's happened since the war, since World War II. So I hope you can do so. Getting back to my own topic, I'm going to try to cover a lot of ground in the time that I have, and try to make it as meaningful to you as I can. And I have some interesting view graphs. And being in the Washington, D.C. area, and being located right next to the FDA and about 2 miles from NIH, it gives a good opportunity to tap into those resources and to be aware of what they're doing, be aware of government regulations, opportunities that come out, and also avoid pitfalls that might befall you. Just a short paragraph as to what I meant by my own psychotronic activities. I've been working in the field for almost 25 years now. In fact, that was about that long ago when I first met your president, Henry Monteith, when we teamed up to do some work on Kirlian photography almost 25 years ago, when he was at Sandy at that time too. And I got into the field, as some of you already know, from forming a think tank, which I did, and we used dowsing under contract from the Marine Corps to find tunnels in Vietnam, which worked out very successful. There's a book out here on it, Chris Bird's book, that describes that. Phoenix Bookstore has that. And that worked out very successful. It was a mystery to me that did work out, because I had not been aware of dowsing before that. But thanks to Louis Matasha and others, it was very successful. It actually saved a lot of lives. And then the think tank that I had went into other areas. We developed Kirlian photography machines. We actually copied a Russian patent because they hadn't signed the international patent laws. So we copied that and could legally exploit that device, which we did. And I'm going to talk later how they tried to exploit one of my own devices too, which they did. So it works both ways. But now they've signed the international patent laws, so they don't do that as much. However, they might do it behind your back, though, and you don't know it. And I'm going to go into that, too. And then we went into the radionics as pesticides. I worked in that field for many years, still do that. And we're producing a device. We don't call it a radionics device because that's an inopportune name to call it. We call it other names, non-chemical, alternate electronic pesticide device. And we even get referrals from some government agencies who get letters from people around the country. Some congressmen write in and they want to get information, so they are fortunate to refer it to us, which is a nice thing to do too. I think one of the things that we tried to do with psychotronics, or at least in our think tank, is to try to key some psychotronic activity to solving some human problem. And not go into it to just embellish the idea of psychotronics or to get some nice write-up in Omni or Fate magazine, which can be a two-edged thing. That can also be detrimental to get that kind of publicity. So we tried to go maybe the more, I wouldn't say traditional route, but maybe another route, another pathway to help to get government support, grants, other opportunities. Because if you become too controversial, that could be detrimental. In fact, even myself being here today could be possibly looked at as controversial if someone at the FDA says, "Hey, what are you doing addressing the USPA?" You know, they're dealing things like the Reif machines and stuff like that, which is high on their hit list, which is true. And they've even had some seizures of Reif machines and that kind of technology. They used to seize radionic machines too. And ironically, though, they used to have a museum of these kind of devices at the FDA. And unfortunately for them, people would come there and see it and copy down the nameplate and try to buy those devices. And it was, actually the FDA was promoting those devices, so they shut it down. As a matter of fact, I was fortunate to get some of the fallout from that place. And, but they were, actually people saw this, they read what it did, and they said, "Hey, that's for me, I want to get that." So it boomeranged in their face, and they don't have that now. So, but there is still some attitudes there that have to be worked around. By having, being a North American representative of the IAPR, it puts me in a good position to be made aware of technologies from a lot of countries around the world. And there's a lot of talented people in the IAPR, as you saw here last year. And a lot of them have relied on me to help them out, and they do. And then it also gives me an opportunity to help develop those inventions, and I have a couple that I'd like to present. And the main reason I'm doing this is not to promote these devices, but to show you a pathway that you yourself may wish to use. And if I can be helpful there, then that would be fine. The first thing I want to show is several natural products. The prior speaker covered some, and I'm going to relate to that too in a way. So I want to show, this is a description, that one right there I'm going to get to that in a little while, so ignore that, but we're talking about these right here. These are natural products that are showing antiviral agents, anti-cancer, anti-tumor agents, and they're right now being evaluated at NIAID, which stands for the National Institute of Allergic and Infectious Diseases, where most of the work on AIDS is being done, and the National Cancer Institute. And I have agreements with them right now to where I can submit products to them, and they'll evaluate it at their own expense. And then you have the rights to have the results, control any patents if there is any. And I have a whole bunch in there right now. Carnivora is one. This is an herbal compound made from the Venus flytrap plant. It's the only plant that eats insects. It's a very clever plant. Most insects eat plants, but this is a plant that fights back and actually eats the insects. It puts out a scent that attracts the insect to it, and then it's got sticky, gooey stuff on its pod, and the insect alights on it, gets trapped, the pod closes over, and it digests the insect. And but it's the extract in that plant that seems to be showing strong antiviral properties, and we have a lot of data on that. I'm going to show that in a few minutes in the slides. Next one is Essiac. That's been extensively used in Canada. It's well known. It was developed in the 1930s by a nurse called Reen Casey, Bracebridge, Ontario. And there's many books written on it, and I've got lots of results on that, and that's a mixture of 4 herbs, 4 key herbs, and that's, we have some good data on that, which I'm going to show too in a few minutes. Another one, MRU, it's produced from, it's a freeze-dried compound produced from the blood of cattle. It's produced in Czechoslovakia. Dr. Radok is one of the key people who's developed that, and that is a very interesting compound. It's also showing good results treating diabetes, cancer, and I'm going to show some results on that. These are all in studies right now at NCI and NIAID. And next slide, please. This is a program at the National Institutes of Health that they use, and specifically the NIAID, and it shows how they do the testing for anti-HIV drugs. They're getting many drugs, many compounds, natural products too, any compound that you think might have some efficacy. They test. They test for 2 things to determine toxicity, which is first to see if it hurts anyone and what the dosage might be, and also for what they call efficacy, which means effectiveness. I mean, what does it do? Is it an antiviral? Is it anti-tumor? Or what effects? And you send them a candidate procedure, and then they do cultures, and they do different studies on it. And it's a very nice program. It actually costs us nothing for it, and it's a good use of public funds. It's one of the best uses I think they've got. And despite doing that, they really haven't brought out that many treatments for cancer and AIDS, and about the only one for AIDS is AZT, and that's really not a treatment. It's not, it might prolong life by a few months at best. And this is the results of the ESSIAC that we submitted, which is the Canadian herbal compound. And actually we submitted it for anti-cancer, but they came back and gave us confirmed moderate right there, which is quite an impressive result. This is in a screening test that they've done on the AIDS virus, and it came back with reasonably good results. And when they confirm moderate, that means they had some good likelihood that it can indeed be an antiviral agent. So now they're going into more extensive testing and setting up some human trials for it too, with HIV positive people. It's a very low cost compound. Most of these they're extremely low cost compared to drugs, and there's no toxic side effects whatsoever. Next, please. This is some results from MRU, which is the compound made from the blood of cattle, freeze-dried. It's produced in Czechoslovakia. You'll see some Czech language on it. Shandor, you'll see that up there. We didn't translate right there. And the one thing impressive about this is the breast cancer. Right there, these are 33 women who had advanced breast cancer, and 72.7% had complete remission, and partial remission, 21.2%, no change, 3%, and 1% or 3% progressed, meaning they got more. And then this is the survivor rate at the end of 5 years and 8 years. So it was, these are all in advanced cancer, taking other treatments, standard type of treatments before that, and they went into this program. And that's a very high rate. If you add up those two, it exceeds 90% right there. And you can see other results too. They did other things here. Prostate, which is 2 out of 3 had partial remission. And this is a very, very simple thing to do. It's just a few tablets a couple times a day, and there's no toxicity to it. And they're using this in widespread use in Eastern Europe right now. We're trying to bring it out in the U.S. now, and if these results being done at NCI look promising for cancer, then this could be an interesting breakthrough for it. And I can thank Dr. Radok and his people in the Czech Republic for doing some fine work on that.